What up, everyone? It is Jack Slater, the comic outlaw, and enough is enough, and it's time for a change. Yes, it's review time, and as you know, the WWE multiverse is one of my favorite things, and I was going to talk a little bit about Owen, Heart of Gold. It's a wonderful DVD, and as you can tell, I have been an Owen fan for a long time. I remember Owen in all of his incarnations. I remember when he premiered as the Rocket in the New Foundation when they wore those god awful clothes, the bright neons. It was kind of right before the Attitude Era when they were doing the new generation thing that I really didn't like at that point. That's totally why I went over to the WCW at that time, but that's neither here or there. Owen was just a wrestler's wrestler. He could do it all. He had a lot of classic matches. Oh, one of my favorites, of course, was with his brother Brett during WrestleMania 10, and he had such a sense of humor. And I used to love him as the Blue Blazer. I knew who the Blue Blazer was, and I just loved how corny it was, and I'd be like, "Whoa!" And just how he would get into it, and like even in the Attitude Era, the way everything was, and there was puppies in the air, if you know what I'm saying. Um, Owen always brought that kind of PG, out there humor to it. It was just great. It was a joy watching Owen Hart. One of my favorite factions was the Hart Foundation. I thought it was great. I thought bringing Anvil back, of course, Davy Boy, Owen, Pillman, and of course Brett. It was a wonderful team. It kind of balanced DX out. You know, you had kind of like the straight laced. I don't want to say heels slash baby faces. I mean, depending on whatever country you're in. I mean, America hated them, and Canada loved them, and other places loved them and hated DX because, let's be honest, DX was just a lovable dicks. But Owen seemed to always kind of steal the show. He two-time Slammy winner, Slammy Award winner. He'd carry those things around everywhere he went. He's an Intercontinental Champion, of course. Owen Hart, King of the Ring. That's one of my favorite things. Back in the day, there was a King of the Ring. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, go look it up. It used to be a tournament where they would crown a king, and this king would be the king for the whole year. And after a while, it would sort of make a wrestler. And Owen, of course, after his great match with Brett, a little bit after, he ended up being the king. And I remember like laughing so hard when he became king, like just the way he would like just took it on, how gaudy and goofy just Owen could play it up, and he was just that jerk, that little brother that you just wanted to strangle. If you're an older brother, you understand, or if you have that little cousin, that little someone that you just want to choke the life out of him, but he's just so damn funny, you have to love him. That's who Owen was. Owen was, in my eyes, one of the best wrestlers. And it's sad. I was watching that day, 23rd of May, 99. We couldn't believe it when I saw it. It was a tragedy. I mean, at the same time, they lost one of the best heels, technicians, one of the best heels. He can make a crowd hate him, and one of the funniest, just baby faces when he can turn. And it was truly a dark day. I mean, just Owen Hart, rest in peace. And my thoughts are with the family still. And I'd like to thank Owen's family for letting them do this. As a fan, I thoroughly enjoyed it. It was a pleasure watching it. And Like I said, there's a lot of good matches. Actually, there's a Blue Blazer and Mr. Perfect match in here. Like I said, the DVD does a great job in covering Owen's wide spectrum of different characters that he played. Not just the Blue Blazer, but like the Black Heart, for example, or when he joined the Nation of Domination with The Rock. Yes, him and The Rock were on the same team, and so was the Godfather. You look it up; it's great. I mean, he owned the tag team division. Like, no matter who he could partner with, he always made them look good. And he tagged with Yokozuna, for example. I mean, Owen was just gold, and he was just a great worker all the way around. And I highly recommend the DVD. There's a lot of heartfelt stories in here. There's a lot of funny stories. Of course, the tragedy that this man was taken from the world too soon. But it really does a great job in covering the spectrum of his career. Some earlier stuff too before his WWE turn. And it's really worth the watch. And I think personally this man should be in the Hall of Fame. WWE, I think he deserves it. I don't know what politics or the family or whatever it is, but this man. And you know what, I'm going to say it to Jim the Anvil Neidhart. I think the Hart Foundation as a whole deserves their place in the Hall of Fame. I mean it. The Four Horsemen went in. Why not the Hart Foundation? Each man was classic in his own way. I mean, I love Neidhart. I actually liked it when they were the New Foundation. I was a big Neidhart fan. I loved it when they had the Rocket. It was something different. It was a different style than him and Brett. The Rocket was more energetic. He talked more. Like I said, everything in Owen's career and like was really just gold. And I love it that they made it the Heart of Gold. Highly recommend it. And I'd like to say rest in peace to both Owen Hart and Jim the Anvil Neidhart. Thank you guys for your contributions. On behalf of everyone who's ever had the pleasure of watching one of your guys' matches. So, this is the Comic Outlaw. Highly recommending Heart of Gold. Check it out. Buy the DVD. Giving it a definite thumbs up. And as always, I will catch you on the flip side.